Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
Vindicated explosive evidence just surfaced in Russian probe that proves Donald Trump Jr. was telling the truth. Donald Trump Jr. has been under attack by the left ever since he met with a Russian lawyer in New York before the election. Don Jr. always said that the meeting had nothing to do with Russian collusion, and a newly disclosed email just surfaced that proves he was telling the truth. The email was sent by Scott Belber, a U.S. lawyer representing Araz Agalarov, the Russian billionaire who hosted the Trump-owned Miss Universe pageant in Moscow in 2013 and who had helped secure the Trump Tower meeting. The email gives evidence that backs up the Russian lawyer's claims that she was meeting with Trump Jr. solely to discuss a 2012 law despised by the Kremlin that imposed financial sanctions on wealthy Russians as punishment for human rights abuses. Belber said he was releasing the email from Veselnitski because it proved Don Jr. was telling the truth and the Trump Tower meeting was not part of a Russian government effort to assist President Trump's campaign. The newly disclosed email shows Veselnitski wrote music publicist Rob Goldstone on the morning of the scheduled meeting to ask whether she could bring a lobbyist and trusted associate. At the time, Veselnitski was preparing to testify before the Foreign Relations Committee about the law, the Magnitsky Act. From the Washington Post. The lobbyist, Rinat Akhmetshin, is working to advance these issues with several congressmen, she continued. He has invaluable knowledge about the positions held by the members of the Foreign Relations Committee that will be important to our discussion. This once again shows that Donald Trump Jr. had zero intentions of colluding with the Russian government, and this entire investigation is nothing but a witch hunt. Oh boy. Mike Ditka just went off about NFL protests and told the truth that most are afraid to say. Former Bears coach Mike Ditka isn't known for biting his tongue on political issues, but this time he made jaws drop across the country. Ditka appeared on Westwood One's Monday Night Football pregame show with Jim Gray before the Vikings-Bears game. It was supposed to be a standard pregame hit before the game, but it didn't exactly go as planned. Ditka shared his feelings about NFL players disrespecting our flag, and he didn't hold back one bit. I don't see all the social injustice that some of these people see, Ditka said late in the interview. There has been no oppression in the last 100 years that I know of. Now maybe I'm not watching it as carefully as other people. I don't think it's the stage for protests, I'm sorry, he said. As Ditka continued, there was one statement he made that has the liberal media losing their minds. Yes, I don't care who you are, how much money you make, Ditka said. If you don't respect our country, then you shouldn't be in this country playing football. Go to another country and play football. If you had to go somewhere else and try to play the sport, you wouldn't have a job. If you don't respect this flag and this country, then you don't know what this is all about. I would say, adios. Asked about Muhammad Ali and Jesse Owens, and others, taking a stand for social justice, Ditka said. I don't know what social injustices there have been. Muhammad Ali rose to the top. Jesse Owens is one of the classiest individuals that ever lived. Is everything based on color? I don't see it that way. You have to be colorblind in this country. You have to look at a person for what he is and what he stands for and how he produces, not by the color of his skin. That has never had anything to do with anything. Ditka went on to say that he thinks that there is opportunity for everyone, no matter what race you are. If you want to work, if you want to try, if you want to put effort in, you can accomplish anything. And we have watched that throughout our history of our country. He also had a suggestion of how to really make a difference without disrespecting our men and women in uniform. You have a ballot box, you have an election. That's where you protest. You elect the person you want to be in office. And if you don't get that person in office, I think you respect the other one. Period. Amen, Mike Ditka. Victory. What Trump just said about Jerry Jones will make all NFL players stand for good. Ever since the trend of taking a knee during our national anthem has gained momentum, almost every team owner has shown themselves to be total cowards on the issue. One owner, however, is finally taking a stand. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said Sunday that any of his players who disrespect the flag during the national anthem won't play in games. "If there is anything that is disrespectful to the flag, then we will not play," Jones said after the Cowboys game Sunday. "You understand? If we are disrespecting the flag, then we won't play. Period. We're going to respect the flag, and I'm going to create the perception of it. And we have." Jones is the first NFL owner to publicly make a stand about disciplining players who kneel during the anthem. The bold move even brought words of praise from our commander-in-chief. Last night, he took to Twitter to personally salute Jerry Jones. "A big salute to Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who will bench players who disrespect our flag. Stand for anthem or sit for game." Jones even stood up for our vice president's choice to leave the stadium after NFL players took a knee for the anthem. "I'm saying our vice president, if in his opinion, there's disrespect of the flag, then he should express himself however he wants to say. He's got rights, too. He felt that not standing for the flag is disrespectful. I do, too. The league in my mind should absolutely take the rules we've got on the books and make sure that we do not give the perception that we're disrespecting the flag. At least there is one owner in the NFL who is willing to stand up for our military and our flag. More coaches and owners need to follow his lead. Our soldiers deserve better than this." Trump just dealt a death punch to the NFL with what he did seconds ago. U.S. President Donald Trump just came out today against the National Football League and dealt them a death blow. He said that they should not be given tax breaks anymore after their silent player protests. Why is the NFL getting massive tax breaks while at the same time disrespecting our anthem, flag and country? Change tax law. Trump wrote on Twitter. The House has not returned comment on the issue, says Reuters. The NFL gave up its tax-exempt status in 2015, according to the media. Many U.S. states offer the team's billion-dollar league tax breaks to help finance stadiums. Mike Pence recently walked out of an NFL game after players knelt. The Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said that he would bench any players who disrespect the flag. Remember the kneel that started it all? Take a look at that image above. That's how sad and pitiful the NFL kneeling is. Share this if you are tired of these NFL kneelers. We should stop giving tax subsidies to teams that hate this country. Whoa! Police change timeline of Vegas shooting, then another shocking new detail emerges. With each passing day we're learning more and more about the life of Las Vegas mass murderer Stephen Paddock. We already know the 64-year-old's father was once on the FBI's most wanted list for escaping prison. His brother, Eric, says Stephen was a retired multimillionaire. The Islamic State has taken credit for the shooting. Also, nearly 24 rifles were found in Paddock's hotel room. It is now being reported that Paddock fired over 200 rounds into his hotel hallway in an attempt to kill a security guard. Yes, 200 rounds, per Times of Israel. Las Vegas, AP. Law enforcement authorities on Monday made a significant change to the timeline of the Las Vegas mass shooting, saying the gunman shot a hotel security guard before he opened fire on concert-goers. Paddock, who had installed 3 cameras to monitor the approach to his suite, opened fire through the door, spraying 200 shots down the hall and wounding the guard, who alerted other security officials, Lombardo said. A few minutes later, Paddock began a 10-minute killing spree that killed 58 people in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, Lombardo said. Paddock also vacationed on over 20 cruises. Some of them went to Muslim-dominated nations like Jordan and United Arab Emirates. That's not all. There was a cell phone charger found Paddock's room at the Mandalay Bay that did not fit his phone, per NBC News. Investigators are trying to nail down whether anyone else was in the hotel suite reserved by the Las Vegas gunman during the time he was registered there. Multiple senior law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation into the shooting told NBC News. The investigators are puzzled by two discoveries. First, a charger was found that does not match any of the cell phones that belonged to Stephen Paddock, the man who killed himself inside the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino after sending a barrage of bullets down on a crowd of 22,000 people below. HT, writes Scoop. Illegals beware. Trump just gridlocked illegals in their tracks with these foreign genius moves. One of the biggest reasons patriots voted for President Trump is his tough stance on illegal immigration. Sure, we've all heard a lot about the wall, but Trump has other moves that are at least as important. In addition to the wall, Trump's plan would remove the incentives for illegal immigrants to come to America in the first place. In other words, we wouldn't even need a wall. Here's some of what he has proposed to Congress. Make sure employers don't hire them. Trump has proposed mandatory use by employers of E-Verify, which would check the immigration status of all job applicants. Also, he proposes punishing employers who hire illegal immigrants at the expense of American workers. Criminalize visa violations. Trump proposes making it a crime to overstay a visa. About 40% of illegals entered the U.S. on a valid visa but never return home after it expired. Stop fraudulent asylum claims. Trump proposes higher standards of proof regarding claims of fear of persecution and penalties for making frivolous claims. Close loopholes that encourage parents to send children, alone, to America. These parents know that U.S. law does not allow for the kids to be sent home right away. Often, they just stay. And stay. And stay. Build the wall. Sure, we voted for a wall, and we want a wall, right? But what Trump is also proposing is just as good, if not better. Let's tell Congress that we are with Trump on this, by sharing this so many times and commenting I support Trump. H. T. The Daily Caller.